The thing is, what I want to tell all your listeners out there, anyone who's struggling with anything like addiction, nothing happens when you're in the madness. Nothing good happens. All the good that's happened to me has happened when I've been clean,
Mm.
you know? And I'm not saying it's that easy to get clean because Jesus, I know it's not. It's one of the most difficult things I've ever done and I'm still doing, but it's worth it because there's rewards in life, but you can't get at them if you use it.
This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. Interviewing musicians, comedians, sports personalities, and many, many other individuals all over the world, sharing their story of encouragement, inspiration, what they've been through, what they've gone through, as well as amazing musicians from all over the world. Kick back and relax. For some amazing people you probably have never heard of and their story. Each of us have a story of hope, of courageousness, of inspiration. This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. It's always about encouraging others.
Hello there, and welcome back to Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. I'm your host, Jody Sheffield. Thank you for joining us today. As always, brand new episodes, brand new guests from all walks of life, from all over the world, having fun, interactive, uplifting conversations. I've checked out other podcasts lately, and I truly believe this is one of the most unique podcasts out there because not only do you get some great conversations by some really incredible people from all over the world, but also you get some really good music from musicians from all over the world, independent artists. And so thank you for listening to this awesome podcast that's almost heard in over 20 countries. In today's episode, I'll be featuring some music by some brand new artists I'd never had on the show before. Sassy Vizay, Vezay, an incredible musician from Nashville, will be sharing her song Hometown, Ghost Town, as well as a song by the Porch Dogs called You Without You. They will be featured on some upcoming interviews in the future on this podcast. And today I'll also be playing two songs by my guest who will be on today. The first song is called Katie, K-A-T-I-E, and the second one is They Can't Put Me Back Together. I'm so excited because this interview today will be the first one that I'm going overseas. I'm interviewing someone from Liverpool, United Kingdom, and he has an incredible story, and each and every one of us has a story. He's battled some mental health issues in his younger years. He struggled with bipolar disorder, ADHD, and several others. But amidst those dark moments he faced, his music kept an undermining message of hope. Overcoming the challenges of mental health struggles, he began an ongoing process as he faced his recovery head on. And it's through his music he has given the ability to truly express himself, and his songs that provide a powerful message of hope. And no matter what he's faced, what he's gone through, he believes his music is helping himself as well as others. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the Chit and Chat encouraging one another podcast, Mr. Stuart Bedford.
As promised, every week, brand new episodes, brand new music, And this is my guest who I have on today from the UK, Mr. Stuart Bedford. His song is called Katie. Get your foot stomping because it's a good old song.
She's in the window, she's leaving town tonight at last light. And with a grin, she knows that all is right. She'll shed her skin. She's got a dream that she'll never throw away, come what may. How big it seems, but no matter what they say, she'll have her way, she'll have her day. She don't know fear, and even if she did, she wouldn't care. But that fear just isn't there. Yeah, he knows what she wants, she's gonna get it. She was scared of it once, now forget it. She drives on, she's never looking back. She'll blaze a trail or she'll leave the past behind in her mind. She'll never fail, cause she'll never cease the fight. She knows she's right, she's seen the light. She don't back down, and even if she falls, she's gonna rise. She's got that devil in her eyes. Yeah, he knows what she wants, she's gonna get it. She was scared of it once, now forget it. She drives on, she's never looking back. Yeah, he knows what she needs, what just sees it. She'll take hold of it all, she can feel it. She drives on, she's never looking back. She's unstoppable, she's on top of the world. Failure's impossible, she's got passion to burn. She won't turn away, no one can make her say, I give in. How could she sing when she can't swim? Katie knows what she wants, she's gonna get it. She was scared of it once, now forget it. She drives on, she's never looking back. Katie knows what she needs, what just sees it. She'll take hold of it all, she can feel it. She drives on, she's never looking back. Katie knows what she needs, what just sees it. She'll take hold of it all, she can feel it. She drives on, she's never looking back.
Hey,
Hello?
you hear me all right, Stuart?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm here.
Sweet. How you been, man?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Just I've had a busy week, to be honest. I've been like I said, I've got a day job, and obviously I do my music as well. So it's been a bit of a mad week. I'm freelance, you see, so I kind of sometimes I don't work, sometimes I get like a mad busy week. So it's been one of those weeks for me. How have you been?
Pretty good. Yeah, I got a full-time job, and I work. My wife and I own a toy store, so I'm there. And I'm
Nice.
doing podcasting once a week, so I'm juggling too.
Yeah, that's a cool job. You run a toy store.
Yeah. My wife and I are kind of owner operators, so she's my boss and my wife. So she,
Oh, bloody hell, good luck with that, man.
yeah. But thanks so much for connecting with me. I can't wait to share your story today and some of your songs.
Yeah,
Before we dive
I'm
into some,
buzzing, man.
before we dive into some good conversations, I'd like to throw some icebreaker questions at you. Get your thinking cap on. First question is, what is the most celebrated festival or holiday in your country?
It's Christmas really.
Okay.
But Halloween is massive here as well.
Really?
Yeah, and we've got a load of little ones like I can't remember what they're called. It's like St. George's Day and things like that. We get a Monday off. So
All right.
it's called bank holiday. So there's a bunch of them there, kind of generally our favourites, the one where we get a long weekend.
Oh yeah, those are always good.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are 5 words that best describe who you are?
Okay. That's an interesting one. I would say tenacious, creative, um, strong. You know, I've come through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Goofy,
Goofy. Okay.
definitely goofy. My girlfriend will attest to that. And hardworking.
Okay. And of those 5 words, if you could put one on a shirt and wear that shirt around, what word would you narrow it down to?
Tenacious.
Tenacious. All right.
Tenacious. I will not give up when I've got something in my teeth.
I've never been to Liverpool, but right now you're my part-time tour guide. If I was going to
Okay.
visit you, you give me your top 3 places we're going to go visit if I came to visit you.
Okay, so I would take you to L1, which is a huge sort of art shopping sort of center, but it's got some amazing restaurants and bars and stuff like that. So that's a good place to go. St. George's Hall, which is a huge sort of town hall there. They actually shot some of the Batman there,
Okay.
which was really bizarre to see a big shot of somewhere that I've just been around my whole life in one of, the Batman. Batman's one of my favorite characters. And the bombed out church is another interesting one, actually, which is a church that's still standing but was hit with an incendiary bomb in World War II. So the inside's all blown up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's quite a cool tourist destination. Yeah.
And
Did you say 3?
Go ahead.
Did you say 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 3. 3.
And we're going out to eat. If a restaurant or place to get some good grub, where are we headed to? What's a good place you recommend?
There's a place called Boss Burgers. I love it. It's right near my work. Boss is like a kind of phrase in Liverpool, which means really good. I think you guys have it over there, but we say boss a lot.
BOSS.
BOSS, like that's boss. That means
Okay.
that's really good.
Boss Burgers. That sounds good.
Boss Burgers, yeah, that's a good place. They do some nice burgers there. And there's a place called Almost Famous, which is a bit of a chain, I think, but it's another burger joint. I like my burgers.
Yeah, I love burgers too.
Yeah, man. Who doesn't love a burger? If you don't love burgers, you're untrustworthy, if you ask me.
Yep. For my listeners out there who might not know who you are, can you give us a little brief bio on who Stuart Bedford is?
Okay, well, I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm based in Liverpool, which is the home of the Beatles. So that's my little claim to fame, if you like. Yeah, I became a songwriter when I was 12, when I saw Green Day perform in Manchester. They were my first big influence, and yeah, so I got into songwriting when I was 12. Now I've had a bit of a tough life because I've lived with bipolar disorder my whole life and ADHD. So I was only diagnosed with those things when I was 20. I was 27 when I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I was in my 30s when I was diagnosed with bipolar. So you can imagine a whole life lived undiagnosed with those conditions was a bit chaotic. And music was always a way that I could focus. It was something that sort of pulled me into the present, whereas my mind's often running off into the future, thinking about the what ifs, or back into the past, thinking about what's happened. So yeah, music's always been a big cathartic sort of escape for me. It's really, really helped me with my mental health, and I process a lot of my feelings and emotions through writing. So, a lot of people think my music's quite authentic and raw because of that. So,
really,
yeah,
really
it's a little
heartfelt.
bit about me, yeah.
Yeah, really, really heartfelt music, right?
I try to I mean, not all of it is. Some of it's, I do like to have fun sometimes, but a lot of it is sort of facing down mental health and addiction issues like that.
When you're going through you had some depression you had over a year. Did your family and friends know, or did you kind of try to keep that hidden from them?
No, it was public information, if you like, because I'd been in hospital. I'd been in a mental hospital, diagnosed with psychosis, which was like the opposite of depression. It was like the best thing I've ever felt in my life. It was like being high, basically, but without being high. It was crazy. But I came down from that. That was like a super episode of mania. And when I came down from that, it was like this really dark depression for like a year, and the whole family knew about it. And I'm really fortunate that I've got a really strong support network around me, including my partner and my family. So, and I was with my ex partner at the time. She knew about it, so I was supported, but it didn't make it any easier.
How long was that process that from going into, you said you were committed or sectioned for a while to where you are now? How long has that been a struggle, and are you better now than you were, say, 2 years ago, 4 years ago?
Oh yeah, well after the depression, I mean, and during the depression was where the addiction really started to take hold, because no one's an addict just for a laugh. We're escaping something that we can't face. So that's where that sort of started for me. I mean, I was a casual user for many years, and it really started hitting me. Well, there was a couple of factors. I was put on ADHD medication, which I began to abuse, and then that wasn't enough. And then it moved on to cocaine when I was in that massive depression, and then it was just spiraled out of control. So 2 years ago, even, I was an absolute mess. I was completely on the bones of my ass. I was in hospital every month, once a month. I had my kidneys failing at one point, and this is all through using and the repercussions of using. So it's been a long process from then to where I am now. Now I'm in recovery now. That means like I'm not going to say I don't have blips, and I've never had blips since I entered my recovery phase, because they happen, but I haven't relapsed. I haven't gone back into the madness.
Okay.
I've been, so things are really good at the moment. My music has sort of really taken off.
And you started writing songs in rehab too, right?
Yeah, I wrote a few songs in rehab. Have I got any on the album that I wrote in rehab?
Maybe the first song you wrote?
The first song I wrote, no, that was a few years ago. I did write a couple of songs in rehab though. I performed a lot in rehab as well. That's where I first started sort of performing the material that I've been writing for the last couple of years. So rehab was massive in terms of me music.
When you're going through depression, can you share a little bit about that? How it affected you day by day? What depression really is, and kind of, I've never dealt with any mental issues, so I'm kind of curious of what depression really is.
Well, it looks like it's got a lot of faces, depression. Sometimes it can be as mild as I can't be bothered today. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got stuff to do, but I can't be bothered doing it. Sometimes it looks like suicidal thoughts. I've been there, you know what I mean? Sometimes it gets that extreme. Sometimes it ends in suicide, depression. You know what I mean? That's how bad it gets. But for me, it's generally tiredness. Like, I can't wake up when I'm depressed. I can't get out of bed. I'm not sad like about anything. I just have no energy and I can't move. I get people going, "Why are you lying in bed all day?" Well, I'm depressed. Well, why are you depressed? Because I'm bipolar. And you get a lot of people saying, "Well, you can't use that as an excuse."
Was there someone in your family who encouraged you or inspired you in helping you get the help you needed to get?
Yeah. I mean, my whole family were instrumental in the process. because they, I did it in secret for a long time, and then it ended up coming out. But the person who really shone and still shines is my mum.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she never gave up, and she got the worst of it. She saw me at my very worst. Um, you can never get clean for someone else other than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it for yourself. But if I was gonna say I had done this for anyone, it would be my mum.
Okay. Would you say a good chunk of your music is kind of an autobiography of stuff you've gone through and faced, or that kind of just a little bit of each song is kind of a chapter in your life? You think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that my manager, who has picked me up, and he's actually invested money in my album. One of the things he really likes and says and talks a lot about is the fact that there's a story. There is the story of me, but I refer to it as like, do you remember the X-Files? Did you watch the X-Files?
Oh yeah.
You know how they had a Monster of the Week episode, and then they had a lore episode, which would be about the smoking man or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they would all connect. That's kind of what my album's like. There's some standalone songs that don't fit into the story, but then there's 5 songs, maybe 4 or 5 songs that are the story of me, autobiographical. Like, for example, I've got a song called "The Cry for Help," which I wrote high. I was high at the time, but it was the moment that I decided I was ready to give it up.
Mm.
And I wrote that song, and it sort of commemorates that moment. And I think it's probably one of my most powerful songs, just because, like, for example, my partner can't listen to it because she says it's just too raw. You can feel what you were, you can feel where you were at the time.
Mm.
And I think, yeah, a few of my songs, they are autobiographical. Yeah, definitely.
Do you go back every once in a while and listen to that song as you get better and better, and to see where you've been and how far you've come?
Yeah, I do. To be honest, I listen to it when I'm struggling, because when you're in recovery, you still struggle. You still have triggers. And when I get those little moments, I listen to my music, to be honest, and it gives me hope.
Mm.
Because it's one of the reasons I'm still here. So definitely I do listen to that song. Yeah.
In this podcast, I'm sharing 2 of your songs. I'll be playing them full songs. One's called Katie. Can you share about that song a little bit?
Yeah. So that's a weird one, because I wrote it when. Have you heard of The Offspring, the band?
I have not.
Sorry, my phone went. Um, well, there's a punk band called The Offspring, so I was listening to them all day, and I came home and I wrote this. I wrote this song that was directly inspired by this really fast punk band. But then when we got it into the studio, the producer put this beat over the top of it, and it was like a train. It
Okay.
sounded like, and I went, "Oh my god, this is turned into a western. I love it. We need to push into that angle." And Faz, the producer, he's really good at achieving like a vision. So I have a vision for a song, and I say, "This is what I want to do." Um, and he'll get me there. He'll sort of guide me there, and it's awesome. So that song really changed from like a punk song to like a weird mashup of like country and western
Okay.
punk. Yeah, and lyrically, it's about a woman who's actually having a manic episode, and she's leaving town to pursue her dreams, and she's buzzing. You know what I mean? That's the tone of the song. It's quite autobiographical, to be honest with you. So that's a little bit about Katie. Anyway, it's my favorite song of mine personally.
Okay. And the other song I'm playing is "They Can't Put Me Back Together." That's a really powerful song.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a tongue-in-cheek look at my crazy brain. You know, sometimes I wanted to write something fun about mental health. It's not all dreary and drab. Sometimes being bipolar is awesome for me personally. you get manic, you get they're creative, everything's great, and then yeah, it's a gift and a curse. You get the shit stuff, you get the depression as well, but you can't pick up one end of the stick without the other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do like that song. That's the first single off the album.
And speaking of the album, you got a brand new album out. This how cool is that to you pinch yourself going, I just put out an album. Where it was 2 years ago to where I am now, that's
It's
insane.
insane. It's insane. I can't believe it. And the thing is, what I want to tell all your listeners out there, anyone who's struggling with anything like addiction, nothing happens when you're in the madness. Nothing good happens. All the good that's happened to me has happened when I've been clean.
Mm.
You know, and I'm not saying it's that easy to get clean because Jesus, I know it's not. You know, it's one of the most difficult things I've ever done, and I'm still doing. But it's worth it because there's rewards in life, but you can't get at them if you use it.
What's the title of your album?
Road to Recovery.
Road to Recovery.
Yeah.
The more you write and sing songs about the challenges you faced, do you receive messages or emails from people that say how impacting your music is to them? And what's that feel like?
I do actually. Yeah, I get a lot of messages off randoms because I post a lot of songs to songwriting groups. That's where I actually got discovered by my manager. And I do get messages saying this really touched me, or I get told this made me cry with certain songs, and it feels great because I'm a songwriter, and at the end of the day, the reason I do what I want to do, it's not for money or fame. Yeah, they'd be nice, honestly, they'd be awesome, but I really want to reach someone like me who needs to be told they're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be told that there is hope because that's what music did for me. I want to give some of that back.
What does hope mean to you as you progress in getting much better and sharing your story of encouragement? What's that mean to you?
Everything. It's
Everything.
got to be for something. All the suffering I've been through and all the addiction battles and the mental health battles and the stuff I've put people through, because I've not always been like level-headed. I've been a bit of a handful, shall we say, over the years, struggling with addiction and mental health. And hope, it's just, it means everything.
Everything. Yeah.
It
I
means everything.
battled it
Well,
for a number of years. He's finally on the straight and narrow. He's finally got a good job and staying consistent. But you know what? When you get close to people who kind of drag you back in, it's you have to get away from those people who pull you back into that area of drugs and the different addictions. Correct?
of course. I mean, I've changed a lot about my life over the last year, but I still encounter it. I still, not long ago, someone pulled out my drug of choice in front of me and started using it in front of me, and they knew I was in recovery.
Mm.
And it was totally out of left field. I didn't see it coming. You know what I mean? But I've had to go, no, I can't see him anymore.
Mm.
Sort of thing. So, yeah.
Be proactive, I guess, and kind of being who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah. Well, I think that's true in any walk of life, really. I mean, you surround yourself with winners if you want to be a winner at the end of the day. And that's true of not just addiction, but, well, you surround yourself with positive people that build you up and lift you up.
Mm.
I think that's a good rule of thumb for anyone.
Well, you're the first person I've got to interview overseas, and
Man.
this podcast is all about encouraging others. And I was wondering if you had any words of encouragement for listeners out there who might have faced the stuff you've gone through, who kind of been through stuff you've gone through. What's the first step of getting the help you need to get help? Get your help to get situated.
Well, the unfortunate thing about it is it's down to the individual. in my yeah, it's my brother. In my opinion, it's down to the individual. You've got to be ready, and if you're not ready, it's going to be really difficult. If you're doing it because you're being hassled to do it, but if you're ready, and that's the sad truth about addiction, you have to get there. When you're there, though, don't be don't give yourself a hard time if it doesn't happen straight away. This is what I did. I thought, right, I'm ready to give up. I should stop now, and I didn't stop, and that's when it started getting really terrifying. So if you're there, I know where that is. Just keep pressing forward and keep trying and keep getting back on the wagon every time, and it'll get less and less and less. It will. It will. But you've got to be willing to put the work in.
Most definitely, yeah. The more the more work you put in for yourself. As you said earlier, you can only do it for you. I can't do it for anybody else. I can't. I can be there to support. I can be there to pray. I can be there to talk to someone. But you got to do it yourself, really, to get the wheels turning, if you will.
Well, that's it. That's it. But that's true of life. If you want to get anywhere and you want to do anything, you've got to sort of be a self-starter and put the work in.
So, share me a little more about your album. Any more songs you want to share about that you have coming out, and how can people follow you?
Well, you can search for Stuart Bedford Music on Facebook. My manager's just set up a page. That's my only presence at the moment because none of the songs are actually ready. So when you play my songs, they're rough mixes,
okay.
As I mentioned before, which means they're not ready yet. This is sort of like giving you a sneak preview. Okay. So you can find me on Stuart Bedford Music, and any information about any releases are going to come out there. But as I say, the album is still in production, and there's no solid release date for it yet.
I'm so thankful that you reach out to me and I get your story today and allow me to share your songs. And I wish you and pray for you nothing but the best for your career. And I'm so glad we were able to connect. And I just pray that you'll just continue to encourage others through the adversity you faced. And I think every song you have has powerful lyrics and powerful words that can really encourage somebody. So thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Well, let's stay in touch, man. Be safe.
Yep. Nice one. Cheers.
Yes, sir. Cheers. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is Stuart Bedford. They can't put me back together.
Well, I'm quite unsure of what I miss, what I'm fighting for. Something's gotta give, oh. I might win, though. And I might be slipping what it is. I've been slightly hit with the crazy stick. I'm in limbo. And I've been low, I've been down and out. Don't get me started, I'm a frowning clown. I feel a little like I'm drowning now. But yeah, I'm still around. When do I get to healing? Why do I get the feeling never? It's been forever, they can't put me back together. There's no rhyme or real reason that I broke into a million pieces, I know. In millions ever, they can't put me back together. I live in hope, but when the shit's so thick that you wanna choke, you get angry. And quite frankly, I've got a pill for that, a pill for this, a pill for the other. I turn on this, cause then maybe I go crazy, cause I'm a lunatic. Don't let me loose, cause I can lose shit quick. I'm not used to getting better, cause I'm too damn sick. It's what the doctor thinks. When do I get to the healing? Why do I get the feeling never? It's been forever, they can't hold me back together. There's no rhyme or real reason that I broke into a million pieces, I know. In millions ever, they can't hold me back together. together, they can't put me back together. There's no rhyme or real reason that I broke into a million pieces. I know they hang together, they can't put me back together. When do I get to healing? Why do I get the feeling never? It's been forever, they can't put me back together. There's no rhyme or real reason that I broke into a million pieces. I know they hang together, they can't put me back together.
This next song is about the Porch Dogs with Russell Woods and Andrew Baglia, You Without You.
I'll suffer for this release, and I know now why and how to free my soul.
I know, we all hate commercials, but for the next 40 seconds, I'm telling you about 3 amazing businesses that are proud sponsors of this podcast. Lone Star Donuts, Tequiza, and their food truck, Tequiza Street, and Double D's Barbecue and Smokery, proud sponsors of this podcast. Locally owned and operated, great food, great service. You gotta go check them out. I got one word for you. Donuts. Delicious, tasting, mouth-watering donuts. Can be found at Lone Star Donuts, a locally owned and operated business here in Kitsap County. They have 2 locations. Both of them have over 50 flavors, including apple fritters, bear claws, maple bars with real bacon, field donuts with apple, lemon, lime, and other amazing flavors. They also have a donut called the Butterfinger Donut, the Banana Split Donut. I love coffee. Of course, they have the coffee donut and donut bites. Go down and see my friends at Lone Star Donuts in Silverdale, or you can call and place your order today at 360-204-5021, or head down to 10786 Maury Place in Silverdale. Also, over in the Port Orchard area, they have another location at 2649 Mile Hill Drive. You can call there at 360-443-2600 to get your amazing donuts. We know you can't buy happiness, but you know what? Buying donuts is kind of the same thing. Go down and see my friends at Lone Star Donuts in Silverdale or in Port Orchard. That's Lone Star Donuts. Are you craving some authentic, fresh Mexican food? I am. I want to tell you about 2 businesses here in Silverdale, Washington. They're both locally owned and operated. They got some of the best tasting Mexican food around. The first one is Tequiza Street. They're a local food truck located at 9571 Silverdale Way in Silverdale, Washington. They got some best tasting breakfast burritos you'll ever find, including the Breakfast Tex Burrito, the Breakfast California Burrito, the Breakfast Ultimate Burrito, and my favorite, the Barbecue Pork Burrito. Delicious. They also add items like tacos, burritos, and other great tasting items. Call and place your order today. Go out and pick it up at 360-914-9152. That's at Tequiza Street. Also, at the Kitsap Mall, Tequiza. They have 5 kinds of tacos there. That's right, 5, including burritos, taquitos, taco salads, and my favorite, grilled jalapenos. Yummy. And many, many more delicious items. Also, on Taco Tuesdays, tacos are 50% off. That's right, 50% off. Where can you find that deal, right? Call and place your order today at 360-698-4335 or head over to the website at tequizatacoshop.com and get some more great tasting, authentic Mexican food at Tequiza, located at the Kitsap Mall. Their number again is 360-698-4335. When I say barbecue, does your mouth just start to water? Barbecue. Well, I got the place for you to go check out, right? Double D's Barbecue and Smokery. They got the best tasting ribs, dry rub ribs, and the meat just literally fell off the bone the last plate I had. Delicious. Also, they have pulled brisket, pulled pork, sides like bacon, macaroni, and cheese, coleslaw, beans, and cream corn with green chilies. Little kick. Delicious. And the dessert, banana pudding. That's right, banana pudding. Where can you find that at, right? See, Brent and Dawn, the owners of Double D's, are both strong military veterans. They have found a home here in the Pacific Northwest. And their roots range from Texas to North Carolina and everywhere in between. They bring their amazing flavors to their ribs and their food truck, which is a catering business as well. You can reach them at 360-960-9093. They're on Facebook, Instagram. That's right, Double D's, Barbecue and Smokery, delicious tasting ribs and barbecue. You got it. Check them out. This podcast is going worldwide. I kid you not. I have requests from people from the UK and Australia who want to be on this podcast. But this song is by Sassy Vizay. And she's a country artist born in England but lives in Nashville. And she goes back and forth quite often. This is a brand new song, Hometown Ghost Town by Sassy Vizay. Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Chit and Chat Encouraging One Another podcast, as I get to share music by Sassy Vizay. You can find her on Linktree and Facebook. That's SASSYVEZAY. We share her song Hometown Ghost Town. Also the Porch Dogs, and they're on Facebook. Porch Dogs.
And they play all kinds of music all over Virginia. They rock, pop, oldies, country, you name it, they play it. And my guest today, Stuart Bedford, he's on Facebook, as he said, and he had a couple of songs let me share. Tremendous story. And I truly believe each and every one of us have a story. And what he has gone through, and what he's been through, was very powerful today. I pray that someone's out there who might be going through the depression and the addictions he was going through, and encourage you to get help. As he said, only you can fix you. Get the help you need. Reach out to someone, an organization, and just break free of those addictions, break free of the drugs, whatever is holding you back, the mental health issues, perhaps depression or anxiety. I just want to pray for you that you'll be able to, this interview will help you take the next step to get the help you need to improve yourself. Thank you so much for listening today. I'd like to encourage you to subscribe and follow to the podcast. It's on a lot of podcasting platforms: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, iTunes, and many, many others. I also have a website. It's chitandchatpodcast.com. That's ChitNChat podcast.com. And this podcast is all about encouraging others, but also having fun, encouraging conversations with people from all around the world. It was a great time talking to Stuart Bedford today from Liverpool, UK, and I just wish him the best in his music career and his life as he just stays on track. Thank you for the time today. Thank you for listening, and until next time, this is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. Was always, always, always about encouraging others. Until next time, have a great day. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7, 365. We can all help prevent suicide. This lifeline provides 24/7 support. It's free, confidential, for people who are in distress, prevention, and crisis resources for you and your loved ones. The best practices for professionals in the United States. Also, you can text HOME to 741-741 to reach a trained crisis counselor through the Crisis Text Line, a global not-for-profit organization. Again, it's free and available 24/7 and confidential. This is Chit and Chat, the encouraging one another podcast. It's always about encouraging others.